Okay, so like imagine this. You're totally psyched for like the biggest tournament in your favorite sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then bam, one of the top teams is all, nope, not playing.
Yeah.
It's total chaos.
Yeah.
And it's happening right now in cricket. We're diving deep into it today.
Absolutely.
So India is basically saying no way to playing in the 2025 Champions Trophy if it's held in Pakistan.
Right.
And it's causing a huge stir. Whether you're a diehard cricket fan or just curious about how sports and politics collide, this deep dive is for you.
It's a fascinating situation because it goes way beyond just a game, right? It's like a window into the whole India-Pakistan relationship.
Right, totally.
Yeah.
And that rivalry, it's intense. It's like way beyond the cricket field.
Oh, absolute deep historical roots.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I'm more of a casual cricket observer.
Sure.
Can you give me and our listeners like a super quick crash course on why this tournament is such a big deal?
So think of the Champions Trophy as like the Olympics of cricket.
Okay.
It happens every few years, and it's where the 8 best teams in the world go head-to-head. Wow.
For ultimate bragging rights.
Yeah.
So yeah, when a powerhouse like India even threatens to skip it,
Yeah.
it throws everything into chaos.
It's a big deal. And then on top of that, there's this hybrid model they're talking about as a possible solution.
Right.
It sounds so complicated. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, you can think of it like trying to split a birthday party between 2 houses to make everyone happy.
Okay.
Some matches would be in Pakistan, some in a neutral country.
Gotcha.
Trying to find a compromise.
Yeah.
But it's a logistical nightmare.
So it's like figuring out who brings the cake and who's doing the decorations.
Exactly.
And on a global scale.
Exactly. International travel schedules for teams and fans.
Oh my gosh.
Security in multiple countries, broadcasting rights. It's a puzzle.
Wow.
But the fact that they're even considering it shows how desperate they are to make this happen.
To have India and Pakistan play.
Yeah. What about the fans?
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty passionate comments online.
Oh, the fans are basically like, let them play. We don't care where. Just make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
It's really powerful. It shows how much sport can transcend these political differences.
It's like that feeling when your favorite band is finally touring again.
Yes.
You'll travel for miles, stand in line for hours.
You'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. It's that shared passion.
Exactly. And imagine if these two rivals actually faced off. The roar of the crowd, the tension, the national pride. That's powerful stuff.
So powerful.
Yeah.
But this isn't just about disappointing the fans, is it? It's a blow to Pakistan, too.
Absolutely.
Especially since they've successfully hosted other big events like the Pakistan Super League.
That's a really important point. They've put so much effort into showing they can host these events safely, securely. Why the hesitation now?
Yeah.
Well, this is where that historical baggage of the India-Pakistan relationship really comes into play.
Okay, so to really understand this, we need to go back in time a bit.
Yeah.
What are some of those key historical events that have shaped this rivalry?
Well, the India-Pakistan relationship has been strained since the partition of British India in 1947.
Right.
That led to the creation of 2 separate nations, and since then, multiple wars, ongoing territorial disputes, and a really deep mistrust that impacts everything.
Wow. So that line on the map that separates India and Pakistan, it's not just geographical, is it?
No, it's way more than that.
It's symbolic of something much deeper.
It's become this symbol of all those unresolved conflicts and the emotional baggage that comes with them.
And in this case, cricket becomes the battleground.
Sadly, yes, cricket is this shared passion in both countries, but it gets caught in the crossfire.
And that brings up a question, who really holds the power in these international sporting events?
That's the million-dollar question.
Is it the organizations that run the sport? The host countries? The teams themselves?
It's all of them, in a way.
It sounds like a power struggle behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. This whole situation highlights how power dynamics are at play here.
So we're talking about a simple game of cricket, but it turns into this web of politics, history, and international relations.
Exactly. It shows how even something as straightforward as a sporting match can be influenced by so much more.
It's fascinating, and that brings us to another interesting angle.
Okay.
The idea of fairness and reciprocity.
Right.
Tell me more about that.
Well, during the recent Asia Cup, Pakistan agreed to that hybrid model to accommodate India's security concerns.
Yeah.
Now at the Champions Trophy, the situation is reversed, and it feels like India isn't returning the favor.
It's like a diplomatic dance.
It is.
Each side watching the other's steps, trying to keep things balanced.
But in this dance, the fans' desires seem to be getting lost.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And we can't forget the impact this could have on Pakistan's cricket development. I mean, hosting a major tournament like this, it would be huge for them, for their infrastructure, their economy, their national pride.
For sure. It's a chance to really showcase their love for the sport.
Exactly. On a global stage.
Our research really showed how passionate Pakistani fans are.
Oh, yeah.
Like packed stadiums during the Pakistan Super League.
Yeah.
The energy, the excitement.
It's incredible.
They really live and breathe cricket.
They do. So to deny them this opportunity, it almost feels like a punishment, especially when they've proven they can host these events safely.
And provide a welcoming environment.
Yeah.
It's interesting how this line on the map, this invisible boundary, it feels like it carries more weight than the actual game.
It's a powerful metaphor, isn't it, for all those deeper political tensions?
It really is. That boundary represents decades of conflict, mistrust, missed opportunities.
And cricket, with its shared history and cultural significance, gets caught in the middle.
But couldn't this also be an opportunity? I mean, sport has this way of bringing people together.
That's the paradox, isn't it? On one hand, cricket becomes this symbol of division, this battleground for political point scoring. But on the other hand, you have this undeniable desire from fans on both sides.
To just see them play?
Exactly. To celebrate that shared love for the game.
So it's like these two opposing forces.
Yes.
The forces that divide and the forces that unite.
And the question is, which one will win out?
Are we putting too much on the shoulders of sport?
Yeah.
I mean, can it really solve these deep political conflicts?
It's a good question. Maybe we are asking too much of cricket.
Yeah.
But it's hard to deny the power it has to transcend boundaries.
Even if it's just for a moment.
Exactly.
Like, remember that moment during the 2015 World Cup?
Oh, yeah.
India and Pakistan fans together in Adelaide?
Incredible atmosphere.
Such a celebration.
Those moments give you hope.
They do. But then you have situations like this boycott threat.
Right.
And it brings you back to reality.
It's a constant push and pull.
A balancing act, for sure.
And this decision about the Champions Trophy, it really reflects the bigger picture of the India-Pakistan relationship.
So what does this mean for the future of cricket and maybe even the future of relations between these two countries?
Well, one possibility is that this decision just makes the divide even deeper.
Oh, gosh.
If India refuses to play in Pakistan, it sets a precedent that could be hard to overcome.
It's like saying politics will always come before the sport.
Exactly. And that could have consequences beyond cricket.
Wow.
It could impact other sports cultural exchanges.
But there's also a chance this could spark a conversation, right? A much-needed one.
There's always hope. Maybe this will be a wake-up call for both sides to really think about their approach and find a way forward.
Maybe this could lead to some honest discussions about separating sports from politics.
It would be amazing to let cricket be what it should be.
A celebration of the game.
Exactly. Skill, athleticism, sportsmanship, enjoyed by everyone.
Even if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
This situation still has some important lessons.
It does. It reminds us that sport is never just about sport.
Right.
It's a reflection of us, our societies, our values, our relationships.
It's interesting, right? Even if you aren't a cricket superfan, this whole thing, it's like a crash course in how global politics can just take over.
Take over beloved sports.
Absolutely.
It shows those challenges, don't you think?
Right.
When you try to have international cooperation, but then there's history, national pride, it gets messy.
It gets complicated.
Yeah.
But it also shows how much people want to connect.
Yeah.
Even when it seems impossible. Like you said, those fans.
They just want to see the game.
They just want to share in that excitement. That says a lot.
It reminds me of those stories. You hear about soldiers during wartime. Taking a break to play soccer in no man's land.
Yeah.
There's something so human about that need to connect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of conflict, that need to find common ground through these shared passions.
And sport can be that common language, can it? A way to build bridges when talking seems impossible.
It can. But this situation also makes you wonder about the future of these two countries.
Yeah.
What does this decision say about where things are headed between India and Pakistan?
It's a big question.
Can sport really heal those wounds, right? Or will it always be overshadowed by politics?
It's tough to say, but it makes you think about other situations, too.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh.
Are other sports facing these same challenges?
I'm sure they are.
Are there places where it's actually worked, where sport has brought rivals together?
It's worth looking into, right? Studying those successes and failures could teach us a lot.
It's about more than just cricket at this point.
It is. It's about the power of sport, the complexities of these international relationships.
And that human need to connect.
Especially in a world that feels more and more divided.
Well, there you have it. This deep dive, it's been a journey.
It has.
We've talked about the history, the politics, the fans' reactions.
The possible consequences.
The future's uncertain, but one thing's for sure. This story, it's not over yet.
Not by a long shot.
It'll keep unfolding, both on and off the field.
And we'll be here to break it all down.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.